Alright, so I'm just finishing the movie Everything is Both, and that is from Jacquavis Coleman of Ashley and Jacquavis. And I really enjoyed this movie. I believe this is the first movie that he has made. They're known for their urban books, but it was on Tubi, and Tubi is really stepping up their game. Like, I know that there's a running joke about Tubi and the quality and all that stuff, but it was high quality. Like, I could have watched that in a movie theater. One thing I will say about Tubi that I don't like is the ads. Like, one thing I do like about the Peacock app is that when you're watching a movie, they put all the ads at the beginning so you can have an uninterrupted watching experience. I wish Tubi did that. Tubi, you have the ads with like ad breaks, so like in between, there's no way for you to watch all the ads at the beginning and then go all the way through. So that's one thing I feel like Tubi should fix. Yeah. So anyways, Everything is Both is a movie by Jacquavis Coleman, and it is starring the guy who played Eazy-E from Straight Outta Compton, Jason Mitchell, and he's been in other things. He was in the first season of The Chi. He was the main character, and he plays Cam in this movie. I thought that he should have been nominated for an Oscar for Straight Outta Compton, and you can see again his acting chops. Like, he is far and away the best actor in the movie. Not saying that the other actors are bad. It's more of just he's a star, and you get to see that. You have Daisha, who plays opposite Cam, and their chemistry, the two actors, it makes this movie. Like, it's essentially a crime road trip movie, and if they had two actors that were not cohesive, or you didn't feel like they had chemistry, this movie wouldn't have worked. But they had chemistry, and so this movie did work. You see the Chi reunion, because the guy who played Reg on the Chi for the first two seasons, he plays Scar, who's the villain in the movie. And one thing I will say off top is the writing is phenomenal. Like, it's not surprising because they're known for their writing in their books, but sometimes that might not translate, and it definitely translated. They had quotables for, well, I guess not they, it was just him. Ashley Coleman did executive produce this movie with him, but he had quotables for days throughout this movie with every character, from Scar's monologue where he was talking about Bobo and why he's so obsessed with people not stealing from him. And then you have Pretty and her monologue where she's talking about what happened to her sister. Pretty is Cam's auntie, and his mother had died when he was young. And so we get to see what happened, why she wasn't there. And then you have Daisha. I think my favorite moment was they're at a motel, like in the middle of nowhere, and it's late at night, and they're watching TV, and they see this commercial for this restaurant with the steaks, and they're trying to figure out what to eat. And he's like, well, I guess we can't just leave and bring the money with us. Like, that's what their conversation is about. And she's like, well, she's talking about like, oh, well, I guess we can't just like bring it with us. And he's like, what, you don't trust me to pick up some food on the way and then coming back? And she's like, nigga, no. That made me laugh. And again, it just shows the camaraderie that these two have. And I really enjoy the writing. But I guess I should get into the actual plot. So there's this guy named Trey. He runs off on the plug. He's a runner, and he takes $80,000 of Scar's money, and he's going home, and he's basically like, hey, this is our ticket out of Flint, Michigan. That's where it takes place. And Daisha is Trey's girl. Long story short, Trey gets killed protecting Daisha, and she is on the run, basically. And so she needs a bodyguard, and she ends up jumping in the car that she sees is open, and it's Cam's. And she had the bag of the $80,000 and a USB drive, which Trey said was worth potential millions. And she gives Cam a proposition where if he doesn't kick her out, which is what he wants to do, she will split 50-50 the money. So he would get $40,000 and whatever the flash drive is worth. And so it's a road trip movie. They're trying to go down south and figure it out, essentially. It's a good movie. I'd definitely recommend it, especially since it's free on Tubi. There's like nothing stopping you from watching it and enjoying it. The writing, again, is great. Like I said, it has quotables, and also it has twists and turns like that you don't see coming. At least I didn't as an audience. Yeah, I would be remiss to say Jason Mitchell. I think the reason why he is available for these types of movies is because of the controversy that happened on The Chi, where his co-star accused him of like sexually harassing, and yeah, that's something that has soured people on him, and rightly so. I never really researched it beyond him getting fired from The Chi, but it's something that I thought about, especially when I saw Reg from The Chi, because it was essentially like a Chi reunion. But yeah, I recommend this movie. It has quotables for days. It is Jacquavis Coleman's first film, I believe, and it's great. 10 out of 10.